Welcome back to CordcuttersLI, where we help to save you money on your cable bill. Well, today I'm excited to share a new feature Amazon just released for your Amazon Fire Stick or Fire TV devices. This feature takes a routine task that used to take tons of time and reduces it down to just one click. No muss, no fuss, no greasy aftertaste. It can help to free up a ton of precious space on your Fire Stick and can also improve the performance of some misbehaving apps. I'll show you what this new feature is, how to use it, and I'll share what I think about it. Plus, there's one important warning I want to share with you before you use this new feature. Make sure you stay tuned for that. So if you're ready to see this new feature Amazon just released and how to get it, sit back, relax, and let's go. All right, so let's get started. So I am on my Amazon Fire Stick 4K Max 2nd generation. I am going to show you this feature, but before I do that, I want to show you how to get it, which is usually the reverse of what I normally do in my videos. But in this case, we're going to go down over to the gear. I'm going to go down to My Fire TV, and we're going to go into About. Now, this feature came in with the most recent version of Fire OS. If you have the 2nd generation, with the Fire OS 8 devices, it will be on Fire OS 8.1.4. And up, and if I go down to check for updates, you'll see I am currently up to date. But that is the version that you would want to have. If you don't have that version, just go like I just did and click check for updates and check back. By now, I think it's been rolled out universally across the board. But if not, just keep looking for it. I'll show you where to find this feature in a second. But before I do, I want to explain it a little bit. So if you've watched a number of my videos here at CordcuttersLI, one of the things that you can do to free up some space on your device and also increase the performance or improve the performance of some of your apps, especially if they're, kind of lagging or, just kind of misbehaving in any way, is to clear the cache of those apps. This is going to free up some space, and it's also going to allow you to, to start fresh with a freshly downloaded version of whatever that app needs to run properly. So let me show it to you. You go over to the gear. Now you go down to where it says applications. And you'll see it right on this list here. It says clear all application caches. Now, this is something that is new to Fire Sticks. This has never been on any Fire OS version of the interface ever. It's always been where you'd have to, in the past, you would have to go into manage installed applications. Let's do that. And then you would have to go into each app, and you can see the cache there. You see it over there, and you could click on it, and then you would have to go down and click clear cache. And then you would have to do that for every single app on here. And it can be, it can be pretty tedious and time consuming. Well, this feature allows you to do it right here. And not only does it allow you to do it with one click, it tells you, let's see. We click it, and it'll say here, clear all application caches. Are you sure you want to delete the caches of all installed apps? Deleting this will free up, in my case, over 1 gigabyte of storage. Are you sure you want to continue? So I'm going to go ahead and click confirm now. And you're not really going to see anything happen. It's just kind of like in the background. It's not doing anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cook for a few minutes. And I'm going to come right back. And then I'm going to come back to this and say, before I run any more applications, I'm going to wait, a few minutes or whatever, and then let's come back and we'll click on this and see how much is there.
A few moments later.
And we're back. So I basically set a timer for like 2 minutes, and then I came back, and let's take a look and see what the difference is. So we go down to the gear, we go over to applications, we go down to clear application caches. And as you can see now, it says it's down to just 780K. That's only 3/4 of 1 megabyte of information. So it has done a terrific job in just 2 minutes time or so. And that's it. It cleared up all the cache. In the past, as I said, you had to either do it through this tedious way of just clearing the cache on all the individual apps. A while ago, Tech Dr. UK came with an app cache cleaner that worked on Fire TV devices, but as you know, Amazon changed a bunch of settings and got rid of some of the stuff that some of those apps can do, and that app no longer works. So this is the next best thing. If I had an ear or a voice to Amazon, I would say the next thing I would like them to come out with would be a close all apps button. That would be amazing. Similar to, again, the Tech Dr. UK app that he has that force closes all the apps. If they were to do that, then they would have something pretty good. In fact, maybe a combo button that does both. So Amazon, if you're listening, Let's do that for CordcuttersLI fans or followers. So, as I said at the beginning, there is one time though that I probably wouldn't want to necessarily do this, or at least not count on it to free up that space. So, if you saw, so if you saw when I first clicked that button, I was able to clean up 1 GB plus of storage on my Fire Stick. You may have heard me say before that you want to keep at least 1 GB free on your Amazon Fire Stick for installing apps and other things before you try to install any significant app of any significant size. So if you were to do this and you were running low on space, and let's say you only had, a few hundred, a couple hundred megabytes of space free, and then you run this clear cache button and it says it's going to free up 1 GB. So now you've got like 1.2 gigabytes of free space after clearing that cache. Well, the problem with that is then you go in and install apps that you wanted to because you needed that free space. As you go and open up those other apps, those caches will rebuild, and what will happen is you will run out of space pretty quickly doing it that way. So you don't necessarily want to use this feature to free up your last gigabyte or last 500 megs of space to be able to install more apps on top of that. That's my warning to you. You don't really want to do that. You do want to, perform regular maintenance, preventative maintenance, get rid of the apps that you don't want on your device by completely removing them, force stopping them, and removing those apps, keeping it down to only the apps that you use regularly. And I think that's going to go a long way to make your streaming experience the best it can be. So there was one thing I forgot to do earlier, and I wanted to stop and pause and show you how much free space I had available before I did this. And so I went back, and as you can see here, this is a sort of a rewind in the video that I recorded just a moment ago. And you can see that before I did that, I had 5.81 gigabytes free on my device. Now, if I go down here to my Fire TV and click About, you'll see now I have 6.97 gigabytes free. So basically, as it said there, it said it had 1.1 whatever gigabytes that it could free up by clearing that cache. Well, it did it. It freed up well over a gigabyte of space. Now I have nearly 7 gigabytes free out of my 13 or so usable space on my Fire Stick. So that is a pretty good feature. I think a lot of you are going to like it and enjoy it. Something I'd recommend doing periodically. Some people say you don't, need to do it, or you shouldn't even do it. I am on the team of saying, yeah, I feel that you should. There are very often a lot of apps, especially third-party apps, that will just use a lot of cache, and you may not even realize it, but it's an app that you run periodically or even very seldomly, and it could be, using up 300, 400, 500 megabytes of very important and precious storage on your device. So I would recommend doing it every once in a while. It isn't going to hurt. It's not going to be really even noticeable when you open up those apps again for the future to kind of rebuild that cache, as some of the other YouTube people out there are saying. So my vote is for using this frequently and often, and it's a good part of routine maintenance for your Fire Stick. Real quick, while we're on the topic of third-party apps, once again, I really can't stress enough the importance of using a VPN when you're streaming these third-party apps on your Amazon Fire Stick or other streaming device. IPVanish is running this incredible deal right now. It's $2.19, or starting from $2.19 a month. That's less than 7 cents a day to make sure that you are connected and protected while using some of these streaming apps. It's really simple to do. All you need to do is just go to the link in the description below, click on Get Started, and you will see the options here. These two options here come with a full money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, or it's not doing what I say it does, by all means, get all of your money back. If you don't want to take a chance at spending $30, $40, $50 or whatever for a year or two subscription, give it a shot for $12.99. It's as simple as that. And I've wasted a lot more money on a lot less return. So give that a shot if you want, but I would strongly recommend one of these two options. This is the only VPN that I've used and trust and recommend. Some of the other YouTubers out there, you'll see they flip-flop. They'll talk about one day they'll talk about ExpressVPN being the best thing, and then NordVPN. Nope. from the very beginning, long before I had a YouTube channel. I've been using IPVanish, and I use it, trust it. I would never use a different one. And I'm not going to come back in 6 months or a year from now saying, oh, now you should buy this, because this is the one that I use, recommend, and use day to day. So there you go. Let's get back to the tutorial. So that's it. A short and sweet video to let you know how to clear your cache the fastest possible way I've seen so far, and to free up some of the space on your Fire Stick. I think it's going to be useful. I'd really like to hear from you. Put some comments down below. Let me know what you think about this if you're going to use it. Also, let me know how much free space you were able to regain on your Fire Stick or Fire TV device. So with all that being said, if you enjoyed anything you saw here today, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, share this and all of your favorite CordcuttersLI videos with your friends. This not only helps to get my video shown to more people on YouTube, it also helps to support the channel. Thank you so much for watching.